Hi guys, Olivia here, Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. Today is Monday, August 10th, and I am back for my Stitchy update. It has been 2 weeks since my last one, and so I hope you have all been well and you've been stitching and making and creating all of the things. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you are brand new to my channel, welcome. This is a video podcast about cross-stitching and sometimes quilting. However, if you are not interested in seeing the quilts, I let you know in plenty of time that they will be making an appearance, so that way you can go on to the next Flosstube video. I have to apologize for the delay in getting my video onto YouTube. I ran into some technical issues, and after 2 frustrating days of trying all sorts of things, I finally had to give up and delete the video and decided to start over today. So I am late. I am planning though to return in 2 weeks on my normal day, but for now I am going to try. This is basically a Hail Mary pass. If this video does not make it to YouTube, then I just don't even know. So today's video is only going to be about cross stitching and the little bit of stash enhancement, and I did get some happy mail, so I wanted to show those in this video. I'm going to try to keep this video to about half an hour. I won't be showing quilts in this video. I promise to show them in my next video. I also had a number of questions that were asked I had a bunch of questions that viewers had asked, and I had answered them in the video that is deleted. I'm not going to answer those today just because, again, I'm trying to keep this to about a half an hour. Hopefully that will help it upload. And as long as the video uploads and there's no issues, then my next video I will answer the questions, and the video will probably just end up being a little bit longer. But just for today's video is just going to be about cross stitching. So I did receive a little bit of happy mail over the past couple of weeks, and the first little bit of happy mail I got was from Donna, and she sent me this adorable card, and the note inside is so sweet. And she had contacted me a couple of weeks back and told me that she had stumbled across my Flosstube video. She had surgery on her leg, and so she is at home recovering, and my video popped up and she kind of fell down the Flosstube rabbit hole, and I love that I was the one who introduced her to this wonderful world that is Flosstube, because I remember when I first stumbled across Flosstube and just so much fun. It just, you know, because I don't have, none of my friends cross stitch, and so it was nice having Flosstube as a sort of place. I mean, even though you're not with the people, you can kind of feel like you are, and so you have a stitching friend to hang out with and stitch and see what they've bought, and you know, just everything that comes with Flosstube. And so I'm glad that my video was the one that she stumbled across, and I was the one who got to introduce her to the wonderful world of Flosstube. But she sent me this sweet note and this chart by Stacy Nash called Hannah Jenkinson Sampler. I've had this one on my wish list for a long time, and so I was very happy to get it, and I cannot wait to stitch it. She also included a beautiful necklace, which I did show in my video that has been deleted, and then I went and put it away so I would not lose it as I was putting everything away, and so that I could wear it. And so it's put away in my jewelry cabinet, and I will make sure to pull it out and wear it in my next video because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's made out of sea glass, so it's just so beautiful, and I love it. And thank you so much, Donna, and I hope that your recovery is going well, and that you will be back to, you know, doing the jitterbug before too much longer. And then the next little bit of happy mail I received was from Lori. She sent me this cute card and such a sweet note inside. And Lori had contacted me, I don't know if it was the video before last. It was the one where I first started talking about Celtic Autumn, and that I was going to, you know, my goal is to stitch all of the ladies and have it in my room and switch them out seasonally. And she told me that she had Celtic Christmas, and would I be interested in it? And I was like, yes, that would be awesome. And so she sent it to me, and the package arrived, and I thought, this package is way bigger than a chart, and so she completely spoiled me rotten. She included the chart as well as everything. It's fully kitted, and it came in this beautiful project bag, which this is actually my first project bag. I know that, you know, I do make projects bags, but I have yet to keep one for myself. And so this one is my first project bag, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love it. It's so beautiful, and thank you so much. So inside the package, so it's all kitted up. She included the chart, and I just love the Fancy Ladies. I love Lavender and Lace, Mirabilia, Nora Corbett. I love all of those. They're just so much fun to stitch up, and I'm looking forward to starting Celtic Autumn soon. It came with all of the threads, all of the beads, as well as a piece of linen. She told me she upgraded me. So this is a piece of 28 count patina linen from Lakeside. So beautiful. It's perfect. It's gonna look so wonderful with that red dress. So gorgeous. And then in the package was also more threads. And then I think she told me that this was the original linen that she had bought for the project. And so I could pick whichever one I wanted to stitch on. And then also she included this little kit called Sweet Finch by Samplers Not Forgotten. Isn't that just perfect for spring? It's a little spring small, and it comes with everything you need to stitch it and finish it. And it was so sweet. You guys have spoiled me rotten. Thank you so much. And I've chatted with both of the ladies, and you know, thank you so much. You guys are just awesome. And also, before I forget, it came with a little thread bling and some floss tacks. So that was so sweet. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And I'm going to leave it kitted in the project bag because I think it's perfect. And thank you so much. But I did also get a little bit of stash enhancement yet on Saturday. I received the second block in the Prim Stitch series that is by Lori Holt of BMI Bonnet. I believe this is It's So Emma pattern, or it says It's So Emma Stitchery on the back. You can purchase this from the Fat Quarter Shop. I did mine as a club. I don't know if it's a club. But mine is going to, they release it once a month for a year, and at the beginning of the month, I will get a new one. And that's what it looks like. I've decided I have a piece of 32 count linen in my stash, and I am going to tea coffee dye it over this week, so that way hopefully I can get started stitching on it. And then the other little bit of haul or stash enhancement, and I've already showed this one. This is Celtic Autumn. I received the linen, so I've decided to stitch her on a piece of 28 count Doubloon by Picture This Plus. And I also got some of the beads. There's only one pack of beads missing, and it's just because they were out of stock. And I also got the Petite Treasure braid for instead of the cry neck, and I'm doing the Janet Granger conversion, so it's going to be so fun. This conversion is everything I love about fall, all of the colors just kind of all in one piece, and I'm very excited to start stitching. I think that I am going to wait and start stitching her the beginning of September. I originally thought that I was going to start it the beginning of August, but I had placed my order at 123 Stitch, and when the order came, I had gotten somebody else's order, and so I had to, you know, I contacted them, let them know what happened, and they reshipped, or they got. So I had also ordered a piece of General Arts threads, which at the time of my order, it was in stock, and by the time that they did the reship on it, it was out of stock, so I had to wait for that to come back into stock before I could, before my stuff would ship out. So it just arrived a couple of days ago. And so I'm looking forward to stitching that. I don't have any of the floss yet, but I hope to get that very soon and then start it September 1st. All right, so I had to pause there for a second because my brother called and I had to chat with him for a moment. So let's move on to what I have been working on over the past 2 weeks. First up, Clara Ellen, which is part of the Anniversaries of the Heart series. It is by Blackbird Designs. And I keep forgetting, and I don't think I've mentioned this for many months, is that this is a stitch along that I am co-hosting with Deborah of Canopied Stitches. I don't know why I keep forgetting to mention that, but it is. It's a stitch along. The hashtag for it is BB Anniversaries 2020. And I have been enjoying seeing everybody's progress, and thank you so much for those of you that are stitching it. Thank you. It helps keep me motivated, and I just love seeing all of the anniversaries pop up. It just makes me so happy. Here is my progress so far. So I am stitching mine on a piece of 32 count sand with a bunch, and I mean a bunch of threads, so many. And so in my last video, I had Molly's block all finished, and so there is Molly's block. I made a slight change. So if you know the Anniversaries of the Heart series, you know that technically this is block number 8, and so Swan Lake should be right here. I decided to move Swan Lake over to this block over here, and I am stitching Clara Ellen next to Molly's block. I'm stitching Clara Ellen for my daughter Allison because her birthday is in August, and I tried to get the flowers that are in front of the house. I think they're sunflowers. I decided to make mine look more like sunflowers because the colors that I had originally pulled for the sunflowers didn't look anything like this. I let Allison, I pulled a bunch of colors and I let Allison pick the color palette. And this is not all of the colors. There's 3 that are missing, and I have those in my bedroom next to, or in the box that I use to hold all my stitching. I left it in there because I'm using the same 3 threads in a couple of other things, but this is where the 3 threads are. So it's 2 different colors of green, and then there's like a color of a greenish gray that I'm using for the border, for the vines. And I think that's it, just the border and the vines. So here is the color palette here. There's only a couple of ones that I have decided not to use, and I see that they're still in here, but this is the color palette that Allison picked out. And they're just kind of all messy. And so the way that I did my stitch rotation, instead of normally I do like a long-standing whip on Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday through Friday I rotate between, it's been 3 projects lately. I actually ended up working on Allison's block all last week, and I'm trying to get it stitched up. What was happening was I would start stitching and then I would put it away and work on something else the next day, and I would forget what I was using and what I was doing. And so I decided that it was easier just to stay working on the project the whole week, Monday through Friday, and so that has been my progress. There was only one day I didn't work on it, and that was Friday. I ended up working on something else because I had all of my stuff taken apart for the video, and I had spent so much time trying to get the video to upload that I never put any of my stuff back on their Q-snaps or scroll frames, and so I ended up working on something else, which I'll show you in a second. So that's why she didn't get worked on Friday. So this week I'm not going to work on her this week, but I'll work on her block next week. Next up is Lamb That I Love by Teresa Kogut. This one has been a lot of fun to stitch on. Originally I was a little bit scared because the fabric matches some of the threads, but I think it is looking very fantastic and I love it. I love working on it. I'm stitching Lamb That I Love on 36 count tin roof with the Called For Everything. I'm stitching it 2/2 and I love it. It looks so good. I'm stitching with Brenda and Yvette and Carol and Kristie, and it's been so much fun stitching with those ladies. They are a hoot. Next up is Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain by Kathy Barrick. I am stitching this one with Kristie of Crosshatch Quilts. We originally started working on this because our Queen of Freedom, we'd been stitching Queen of Freedom together, and we were almost done, and we were sad because we wouldn't have that to work on together. And so Kristie had sent me a picture of this and asked if I would like to work on it, and I would, and I said yes please, and it sort of morphed into a stitch along, and the hashtag for that is Lazy Autumn Beast SAL. So I have almost gotten the orange house finished. I just have these last couple of window panes to do, and then I'll move up, and there's a date up here, and then I will keep going with the border. But I'm loving it. I'm stitching it on a piece of 40 count Vintage Country Mocha with Jen Lee Quirks and Stitches thread conversion that she shared with us. Oh, and here's the threads, all matted up because I've just been picking through here. And I ended up using one of these threads for the sunflower center in my Anniversaries, because it was the perfect shade of brown. You know, it wasn't too dark and it wasn't too light. It was just that perfect variegation. And next up is Victorian Father Christmas by Stony Creek Magazine. This is the summer 2015 issue, which is still available on their website. I will put a link to it down below if you are interested in stitching one for yourself. This is my progress. So when I showed this on Friday in my video, I still had some of the back stitching left to do. I did finish it over the weekend, and I started on the second page, and that is my progress. So I just had a little bit left on the toy bag, and then I started down there. I hope it's showing up okay. This particular linen, whenever I hold it up, the camera sort of fuzzes. So I hope that it is showing up. And the pictures, so the pictures that I'll put in at the end of the video that show the progress, you'll see where I was at in my last video, or in the video that never was. I also, so if you've been following me on Instagram and Facebook, you saw that we got a new puppy. His name is Freddy, and if it looks like there's going to be enough time, I'm going to run and grab him and show him at the end of the video. But he gets up really, really early in the morning, and I found myself with a little bit of extra time, and I thought I would use that time to stitch on something small. So the first thing that I started stitching was this. This is Christmas Wishes by Tina Woltman, and I think it was part of a series called Early Workings. And this is my finish. So I started working on this. It took me 2 mornings to finish. I fully finished it the end of last week, and I think it turned out so good. I love prim pillows, and this finish just makes me so happy. The first day that I started stitching on it, I wasn't sure how I wanted to finish it. And then by the time I finished it, I just had this vision of it being finished into a little pillow with some red ticking and a jute bow. And then this little safety pin, it looks like it's rusty crusty, but it's painted to look rusty crusty. And it came on the tin roof that I got from Kit and Stitcher. It was what attached the label to the linen. And so I took it off of there, and it's perfect. So it turned out so good. So I worked on that and I finished it. And then next up, which I only have, it's a freebie, and I'll put the link to it down below, but all I have is the pattern, the chart. And so here it is here. And again, I will put a link to it down below because it is a freebie on her website. Her website is in French, but it will translate into English if you do the Google Translate, but I will put the link to it. So all I did was stitch the boo. I did this on a piece of mystery linen that Dora sent me. And I should also say that this chart here came from Dora as well. I had saw on Pinterest, and I think that it was a pin that was pinned from Carolina Stitcher, but I saw the pin, and all she had done was, I don't know the particulars about it. I don't know if it was a client who had sent it to her, but she had finished it into a little pillow, and it was just so cute, and I decided to stitch it for myself and make it into a little pillow. And so that's what I plan to do. Hopefully sometime over this week I will be able to fully finish it. But that was the next small that I worked on. And then I started on Friday. Saturday. I started working on Witch's Night Out by Brenda Gervais. This was also another chart that Dora sent me. And this is my start. So I am stitching it with the Called For Everything, and I am stitching it on a piece of 36 count antique cotton. But I love it. It's so cute, and I can't wait to get it done. I'm also going to finish it into a little pillow as well. And then here are the threads, and my thread bling is Molly that Yvette sent me. So there are all the threads. So I love it. I'm so ready for autumn. I'm ready. And so this is gonna be a lot of fun. Here it is one last time. So I've just been working on that in the morning, and it's been really nice having that little bit of time when Freddy sleeps and I stitch, and it's been really nice. It's been really refreshing. And then my last finish, this is Olga's Tart. I believe, so when I first got back into cross stitching, Tina, for the Love of the Stitches, she sent the chart to me when she was finished with it. And so this was the first time that I had stitched a Plum Street sampler chart. And it was also the first time that I had stitched on linen. So this is a piece of mystery linen. I bought it from Michael's because that's the only place I knew to buy that kind of stuff. And then later on I found 123 Stitch, and then I found Flosstube, and then the whole world opened up. But this is my finish. So I know that I stitched it in DMC. Some of it I did with the Called For DMC, and it looks like I swapped out 3 different colors of DMC for something I had in my stash. The pedestal that it is attached to is one that I picked up from Michael's a couple of months ago. It was in their spring clearance, so it was only like $1. It used to be this color. So I painted it with folk art paint, and then I gave it a little bit of a grunge with some antiquing paint that I have. I finished it off with some mini pom-poms from Lady Dot Creates. And just a brief little story on this one. When I finished it, the linen was not this color. I didn't like the linen. I'm pretty positive it was 28 count linen. And I think it was just white, or it was just a little bit of an off-white. And so I decided, well, I'm gonna give it a quick dunk in some tea coffee, and then, put it in the oven and, bake it. So I stuck it in the tea coffee dye that I had mixed up, and I got distracted, walked away from it, and remembered an hour later that it was still in the tea coffee mixture. So I went ahead and I threw it in the oven. It is very prim, and I love it, but I thought, if it doesn't turn out, if it looks terrible, I'll just re-stitch it. But I like how it turns out. I know that it's not 100% perfect, but I like it. So that is my other finish. So as far as all of the cross stitching and everything goes for this video, that is the end. And I apologize that I'm not going to be able to show any quilting, and I'm so sorry if it feels like I rushed through this one, but my main goal is just to get this video up on YouTube to make sure that the stuff even works still, because if it doesn't work, I don't know. I don't know. But before I go, I'm going to go grab Freddy, because I did promise that he would make a Flosstube debut. And so I know a lot of you guys are anxious to meet him, so hang tight and I will go get him. All right, so we're gonna have to do this really quick because he is getting a little bit antsy. This is Freddy. This is our new puppy. His name is Sir Freddie Mercury, and he is named after Queen. I'm gonna put him down. So we ended up getting Freddy a little bit of unexpectedly, and I'm sorry he is not cooperating. It's late in the day now, and he gets a little wild. But he kind of came to us a little bit unexpectedly. He is very cute. He's very loving, very lovable, ornery, but we love him. I wish that he had cooperated a little bit better, but I will show him in my next video for sure. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you've already seen the hundreds of pictures I posted and the 100 more that are probably still yet to come. But that was Freddy. He's a Havanese puppy, and he is 11 weeks old. And like I said, we got him very unexpectedly, but we love him. He does not take Molly's place at all. Nothing ever will. And I still miss her every single day. So anyway, I promise I will show him in my next video because I usually do those much earlier in the day. So as far as this video goes, that is all I have to show. I apologize again for the lateness in getting my video to YouTube. I am praying that this video makes it to YouTube. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown. So, but if you would like to see what I am up to in between my videos, you can always follow me on Instagram. I am Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. You can follow me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page called Pumpkin Hollow Quilting. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. I will be back at my regular scheduled time in 2 weeks. Well, a little less than 2 weeks now. Do you want to come say goodbye, Freddy? One last flash of Freddy. There he is. Anyway, I will be back at my regular time, which is a little bit less than 2 weeks now. And I hope that you have a great one. I'm gonna put him down. Anyway, I hope you have a great couple of weeks. Thank you so much for stopping by today, guys, and I will see you soon. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.